Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action. I am back with a DVD and Blu-ray movie update for the month of November. There might even be another format in here as well. So, big pile, let's get cracking. If you saw my last video, you saw that I did a bit of a tour around town, did some shopping, got some movies, got some music, and one of the things that I picked up was this Blu-ray of The Body Snatcher. This is a Boris Karloff and very small role from Bela Lugosi in this one from 1945, I think it was. I watched this last night. I'd never seen the movie before, and it was absolutely awesome. Really, really good. Black and white, obviously, horror from the 40s, from the classic era. Karloff was fantastic in this. He played the Body Snatcher, and the main protagonist is played by Henry Daniell, who's from The Four Skulls of Jonathan Drake. He was really good too. Bela Lugosi, I was jokingly saying to a friend of mine that his credit here is a bit like when a movie says and Bruce Willis. That's pretty much the same deal here. Very little Bela Lugosi. This is a Boris Karloff film, and it's a very, very good one. So, and the transfer is excellent as well. And it's got a documentary called Shadows in the Dark: The Val Lewton Legacy. Val Lewton produced a good dozen or so horror films from the time, and I really want to go check some more of them out. So yeah, definitely check out The Body Snatcher. We'll start off with the DVDs at the top, and the first two I blame entirely on Extra the Mutilator. He showed these in recent updates. He sold them to me as being really good and enjoyable, so I had to pick them up. We have Robot World, and from the same director, Alien Outbreak. He explained that they were good, solid science fiction films. Were, low budget obviously, but really good use of what they had. And just lots of fun. So, I'm all about sci-fi films that are good fun and just, good visuals. They don't have to be mind-blowing. I mean, I watch asylum films for Christ's sake, but, he said they were much better than that. So, there you go. Robot World, Alien Outbreak. Director's name is Neil Rowe. And these are the two main films that he's done so far. So, yes, Extra, if I don't like these, I'm blaming it entirely on you. More DVDs, and they're both a bit of a theme here. I was watching Japanese horror film as part of my 31 days of October, which I didn't advertise or anything. I was just keeping a Letterboxd list. I might put a link to that in the description. If you didn't know that I was on Letterboxd and you want to follow it, do take a look, because I put down everything that I watch, and occasionally, very rarely, I'll put a review. But anyway, I was watching a film, and within the DVD box for that film was some flyers, and one of the flyers was for this thing, which is called the Dark Tales of Japan, which is a UK Anchor Bay DVD. It just looked really interesting, so I looked for it on eBay, and it was there in Australia. Somebody had it for like $8 or something, so I picked it up. It's an anthology horror of 6 little horror. Let's see, the whole thing runs for, does it say? 89 minutes. So the whole thing runs for 89 minutes. So these are very short little things, 15 minute each kind of deals, and all different directors. Yes, I think it is different directors and different stars. So yeah, I think it was made for TV. It's only rated 15, so don't expect guinea pig film type stuff here. But 5 of Japan's best horror directors race to reach the outer limits of fear. It looked fun, and for the price I was willing to pick it up. So you go, Dark Tales of Japan, UK DVD. I will check that one out shortly because it looks like a bit of fun. Next up, this one came on a Facebook group. I know there's a few others in the series, and you can get a very rare box set, but this was there for $12, and it's getting hard to find itself. Zombie Self-Defense Force. It's part of a series, is it mentioned here? I don't think it's actually mentioned here, but there is a series that sort of puts the Nihombi trilogy with Attack Girl Swim Team versus the Undead, which I saw many years ago on a drunken night, and Zombie Hunter Rika. They're the other ones, and this is Zombie Self-Defense Force. So I'd like to get the other ones as well, but this looks pretty crazy. If it's anything like the swim school one, it's going to be damn low budget, and that thing was full of lesbians. So, hey, maybe I'll get lucky second time around. Anyway, Zombie Self-Defense Force. This is a very old Shriek Show DVD. So hopefully it works, because a lot of those Shriek Show things don't work anymore. Actually, it's not a Shriek Show, it just looks like it is. This is a Switchblade release. I take that back, but it's from 2009, so there you go. I thought it was a Shriek Show. Just has that layout down at the bottom that reminds me of the old Shriek Show discs. So there you go, yep, some Japanese cheapo zombie horror. Looking forward to it. On to the first Blu-rays now. Got a couple of Mondo Macabros in. This one is called Human Animals. I've not seen this, but it is quite notorious because the Australian VHS is super hard to get, and from what I understand, it might have been one of the only tapes in the world of this film. So it's really, really hard to find, and I'm pretty sure this has done the leap from VHS to Blu-ray. I don't think there's a DVD, correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, it's a very rare film. It's a post-apocalyptic thing I've never seen. 1983 from Eligio Herrero, I think is what that is. The font they use on the back of these is sometimes kind of troubling. Spanish post-apocalyptic films. Got some pretty good looking screenshots here. The aftermath of a cataclysmic nuclear war has destroyed most of the world's population, yada yada. Human Animals tells of the story of 3 survivors, 1 woman, 2 men, who wake up on a strange, deserted landscape with no memory of their past lives, without the ability to even speak. Interesting. Hence the animals. The woman and one of the men appear to be brother and sister and are both dressed in formal party clothes. The other man is very different. Mustachioed, leather jacketed macho type. It's getting a bit weird, but anyway. Human Animals. Has a reverse art, and it's also got a very nice booklet in the red cover edition. The Mondo early bird versions that they release got some really cool stuff in them. And I'll try and get this booklet out. Ooh, there's a bit of a Rudy Doody. Yeah, stuff about the film, about other films of the era, directors. Yeah, lots of information in this one. It's called Clasificado S, Spanish softcore Cinemax. So there you go, a bit of a little book there into this. It says on the back here too, Clasificado S was the Spanish equivalent of R-rated and referred to previously banned films containing sex and violence. So there you go. Very cool. Human Animals. Looking forward to checking that one out. And the other new Mondo I got, I pick and choose. I don't just buy them blindly. So there was one I left behind that didn't look that interesting, but this one is a really good film, The Designated Victim. Upgrading my old Shameless DVD, which has got to be 15 years old now. Needed an upgrade, so very happy to get this one. This is an Italian film starring Thomas Millian, 1971. So it's a Eurocrime, a little bit giallo, but it's mainly Eurocrime. And I remember very much enjoying it when I watched it about 15 years ago or so. From director Maurizio Lucidi, and Aldo Lado is the assistant director on this film, and he did a whole bunch of films, so there you go. Reverse art on this has another one, but I thought that one was much nicer. And again, we get some cool lobby cards, which are really nice. I guess reproductions of the real thing. They're all upside down, there you go. So yep, nice lobby cards. And on Designated Victims essay. So there you go, booklet. Looks pretty good. Whole bunch of writings, presumably on the film and again related films. Proper essay. It's got a bit of a bibliography at the back there. Very cool. Dig into that one. So yeah, if you're new to Mondo Macabro, if you miss out on the red discs, which they only sell directly from their website, just wait. And they'll reissue them in regular blue case without the booklet, without the art cards, but the same film, and often the third cover art. And if all you want's the film, just wait. The thing will go to Amazon, go wide at some point. Designated Victim. I didn't want to wait. All right, next one we've got in one of those badly needed an upgrade. I think I only had like a custom DVD from some old VHS or something. I can't remember what I had, but it was certainly not a Blu-ray of Illustrious Corpses that Kino has now put out. It's from 1976. Again, this is one I watched 15 years ago, so it's ripe for re-review. I don't recall much about this at all. Directed by Francesco Rossi. Again, a Eurocrime film from the mid-70s. And who else is in this thing? We've got Lino Ventura from the Sicilian Clan. He stars as Inspector Ragus. a detective assigned to investigate mysterious murders of Supreme Court judges. During the investigations, he discovers a conspiracy that involves the Italian Communist Party, beautifully photographed in Pasquilano di Santis. That's a name, not a location. Oh my god. This gripping neo-noir takes what Rosie called a trip through the monsters and monstrosities of power. So, neo-noir. It's a Eurocrime, call it whatever you like. Lino Ventura in that one. I love the cover art on that. Just a simple disc, KL disc. They don't usually put much else in there. But I'm just happy to have the film on Blu-ray, so very cool. Check that one out again soon. And an Arrow one, I flipped the cover on this. I've been doing that a lot lately. I'm really over a lot of the custom art, even if it's nice. I just go, and flip it. If it's got a slipcase, half the time I'm putting them in a box because I just want the original art. And it's the same here, Death Has Blue Eyes. You can't beat that. It's even got the old X from the poster. Why would I want anything else? I think if I look at the other one, I mean, sure, the guy's talented, but nah. Not interested. That's what you want. That's the film. Death Has Blue Eyes. This is a giallo I've never seen. Her looks could and did kill. Gripping paranormal action thriller with shades of giallo from the director of the cult classic video nasty Island of Death. So, I wonder if there'll be any goats in this film or not. It's a Nico Mastorakis film, and another booklet and some things. Looks like a promo. The stylist must be something coming out. No idea what it is. Looks modern. And booklet about Nico Mastorakis, the Greek tycoon, going through his films. So yeah, very nice. Not seen this one. Looking forward to it. Mastorakis films are borderline insane. So let's see if he keeps a lid on this one or not. Death Has Blue Eyes. Very cool. Next one. This is The Monster, aka I Don't Want to Be Born. It also had another title. Is it written on the back here? The US DVD had another title, a third title. And the name escapes me at the moment, but anyway, these are the other titles. This is the Network video Blu-ray. Network is a British company. They put out British films. The Monster is a British film. I actually prefer the I Don't Want to Be Born title. I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, Joan Collins. Year is this? 1975, put out by Rank Film. Joan Collins given instantly a memorable performance as a stripper cursed by a dwarf to give birth to a demonic child. That is 70s, right? I mean, that's just ticking the boxes off of exploitation film. That's absolutely fantastic. So Donald Pleasance is also in this as well. You can see him there with his bald head. And looking forward to checking this one out. Great cover. The Monster. Does it have a reverse? No, but it's got some sort of poster art behind it there. On the disc, and we get another little, just a thin booklet. There's the other one. The Devil Within Her. That's the third title. That's what the Scorpion DVD was labelled as. Here we go. All stuff about Joan. So yeah, nice little booklet. Nice to have these things. Something to read while you're watching. And yeah, that's The Monster. Very cool. Check that one out soon. And the last Blu-ray in this side of the pile. Was not expecting this upgrade. This is one of those ones I had on a $2 DVD. Like literally, it was a $2 DVD. That's the retail price. It's like a flashback entertainment DVD. Now I hold a Blu-ray of Death Ring. Man, Code Red. They have their ups and downs, and the owner is certifiably insane sometimes and dresses as a banana, but no one else is putting out stuff as obscure as this. Vinegar Syndrome puts out obscure horror and sexploitation things, but then every now and then, you get Code Red putting out B-grade action movies. And Death Ring with not Chuck Norris, not Steve McQueen, not Patrick Swayze, but it does have Billy Drago, so yeah, they got one of them there. Brilliant. It even says it in the back, Norris, McQueen, Swayze. Man, some people are going to get very disappointed. It's Mike Norris from Delta Force 3, who is, I think, Chuck Norris's brother. I think it's his brother. Yes, we do get proper Billy Drago. And it's Don Swayze from Driving Force and Chad McQueen from The Karate Kid, not Steve McQueen. I love it when they do that. Fantastic. Roughest manhunt ever when the screen's greatest action stars joined. Screen's greatest action stars. They're still going with it. Mike Norris, screen's greatest action star. Grueling battle to the death. Ex-special forces. Survivalist competition. Like, it's sort of Deadly Prey kind of stuff. Toughest man alive, etc., etc. So there you go. Death Ring. I love Forced to Fight movies. It's Death Ring on Blu-ray. Just a disc. Code Red don't go in for booklets and things like that, which doesn't bother me at all. Special feature includes a theatrical trailer. That's fine. I don't need anything else. It's very rare that I watch extras, unless they're full-length documentaries that are not talking heads. That's about the only extras I watch. So there you go. Death Ring on Blu-ray from Code Red. Very cool. And now we're onto the slip covers, slip cases, and media books. The first one we've got here sounds like a Marduk song title, An Angel for Satan. Man, what a great slipcover on this one. Barbara Steele. I've never seen Angel for Satan. Let's just take the thing out here. I do like that the covers are different. Very, very classy release, and I love the spot gloss on the Angel logo there. There's the back of it. Yep, and there's the other cover. So this is Barbara Steele Reigns Supreme. First ever authorized American release. This is true. Final film of her Italian Gothic period, Barbara Steele from Black Sunday stars in one of the most startling erotic shockers of her entire career. Cursed statue is recovered from a villa's lake. A young heiress, Barbara Steele, will inflict a torrent of depraved seduction and homicidal madness on the local village. Mwahaha. A classic of erotic horror. Yeah, really much looking forward to this. 1966, appears to be black and white. Yeah, I don't know. Is it Camillo Mastrosineke? Oof, I butchered that, I'm sure. But that's the director. Yeah, Euro horror classic from the mid-60s, apparently. Never seen it. But looking forward to it. Severin are putting out so much good stuff. Just so much good stuff. So we'll see what An Angel for Satan comes to. I think it was the only one from the last batch that appealed to me, so that's the one I picked up. Very cool, Angel for Satan. And this one is another network one. They're getting into the slipcover game now. It's really quite an attractive one. This is The Dark Eyes of London. This is Bela Lugosi, not 2 minutes of Bela Lugosi, but this is Bela Lugosi. I have not seen this film at all. My wife had basically a $1 DVD. The 1999, 2000. Used to be able to go to any market around here, and there was a company, not just Flashback, but there was another company back then, I think it was called Rainbow, and they just had an onslaught of cheap black and white horror films that had been struck from VHS or something and thrown onto DVD. She had one copy of that. I tried to watch it once and it was appalling. I couldn't watch it. But anyway, now I've got a Blu-ray of it, and I'm looking forward to it. I love the back, again, the spot gloss of the sort of zombie face there, bright green. That's the slip. There's the other artwork, Bela Lugosi there, sort of a take on the original poster art. So yeah, it's an Edgar Wallace story, directed by Walter Summers. So definitive British horror film, and a worthy successor to his work on the Universal monster movies. So when are we talking here? 1939. So yeah, the Universal monster movies a few years before that. Not too many. Bela Lugosi takes centre stage as a demented doctor on a killing spree in Dark Eyes of London, the first British film to receive the H censor rating for being horrific for public exhibition. H, rated H for horrific. They should bring that back. That's fantastic. Adapted for a novel from Edgar Wallace, a landmark British film is featured here, brand new HD, etc., etc., in its original theatrical ratio, which is in Academy of 137:1. Very, very cool. Looking forward to checking this one out. And Network is filling the box. It weighs a ton. You get the sort of lobby cards, which are very tightly with this ribbon thing, so I don't want to take it out. But yeah, you get a few sort of different poster recreations. It's very, very nice. Kind of gloss. I almost feel like, plastering them around the room. They're really nice. And you get a viewing notes book as well. Put together by Adrian Smith. So there you go, talking about the film. very, very nice release, and it's dirt cheap. Network Blu-rays are very cheap, and even with this slipcover, it was very well priced. So check it out, Studio Canal Print. They always do good work, and Network is a great distributor. So Dark Eyes of London from 1939. All right, the next big pile here is the Vinegar Syndrome order. I freely admit that I just sort of went, I had some birthday money, I was very not picky whatsoever, and just went, looks cool, looks cool, looks cool. Didn't read much about them, for the exception of one or two here that I do know. But anyway, the first one, I had no idea what this is. It just looked great. The Laughing Dead, look at that cover. Look at that cover, look at the back of that cover. Oh, it's amazing. It's got boobies and exploding head. So yeah, there's the lovely Vinegar Syndrome emboss on the front there. There is the alternate art, which is sort of craptacular in its VHS coverness. This is a Somtao Sukaritkul directed film. Not familiar with him. 1989, and starring Tim Sullivan, who is a name I do recognise, but anyway. Busload of travellers and their guide on the hunt for Aztec ruins decide to stop in an all but forgotten to time Mexican village on the eve of the Day of the Dead. The tour leader is a disgraced priest, yes, enlisted by a local doctor to perform what he believes is an exorcism. In actuality, the doctor is using him to begin a diabolical ritual intended to bring about hell on earth. Sounds fantastic. Thai-born filmmaker. That's okay, so I've not heard of him. I wonder what else he has done. Very interesting. Surreal tropes of Asian horror films of the 70s and 80s, but set in Mexico. Really cool. Looking forward to checking this one out. From 1989, runs for 91 minutes. There's the disc and the original art from the slip. So yeah, going in very blind on this one and many of the other ones, but looks pretty great. Laughing Dead. This one I saw. I have the old French DVD. Came out about a decade ago, maybe a little bit longer. It was my very, very first Diabolic DVD order, like 2009 or something along those lines. We're talking about Devil's Story. It's a French film from Bernard Lanois, or from Nausea, I'll say Bernard Lanois. I'm sure it's Lanois. This film is mental. It is completely mental. It has a scene involving a horse neighing for about 10 minutes. He doesn't stop neighing, and it's the same neigh. It's just over and over. But the film is completely mental. It defies description. There you go. Let's see if they try and describe it. A young couple on vacation in the French countryside decide to stay the night in a spooky old castle after the car breaks down. Despite being warned about the local legend of a cursed ship which crashed into nearby cliffs, the wife ventures out into the wild to find herself having to fend off Nazi uniformed mutants, his gypsy mother, a rogue mummy, a horse possessed by the devil, and more. Devil's Story, my god. Yeah, that's all coming back to me now. Only runs for 76 minutes, and that horse neighing makes it feel like it runs for 176 minutes. You're just going, oh god, when will this horse stop neighing? It's just absolutely stupid. But it's fun, and it's definitely a drinking film. And this is in 185 widescreen. I think the DVD was as well, but Vinegar Syndrome. They're going to make this thing look glorious. Bunch of special features. Scanned in 35mm from the OCN. French language soundtrack and an English dub, which is cool. The DVD was just French and subtitles, which is how I watch it anyway. But English dub could make this even more funny, actually. That's an interesting thought. Making of featurette, interviews, French TV coverage from the time. That could be really cool. So there you go. I don't know what else the director ever did. It feels like one of those films that, he probably just did this and then vanished off the face of the earth, but who knows? That's Devil's Story, and the film is crazy. Next one. Shallow Grave. Another really cool cover on that one. Really dig that one. Vinegar Syndrome do some of my favourite of the modern arts. Like when they do a custom cover, I'm happy to show their slips because I think they do a really, really good job. Unlike, I'm sorry to say, Arrow, most of the time, like I did before, I flip them around now. I just can't be bothered. And it's better than, yeah, I mean, that's obviously a poster or a VHS art from back in the day. This is a case of where the custom looks better and just is better. So, Shallow Grave. What year is this? 1984. 4 college co-eds are on their way to Florida to spring break. Passing through a small Georgian town, unwittingly witness the murder of a woman. When they discover the assailant is the local sheriff, they are forced on the run from a cunning and deranged sociopath who will stop at nothing to cover up the crime. So there you go, nail-biting suspense from beginning to end. Directed by Richard Stiles, I'm not sure what else he's done. A twist-filled Hitchcockian thriller from 1984. I doubt that's the case. It's going to be a cheapo slasher. Of course it is. Commentary, interview with the director, visual storyteller from the producer, yada yada yada. Yeah, Shallow Grave. I have not seen it. If you have seen it, do let me know. I'm not even sure what the history and release is for this film. If there's been DVD or VHS, just taking a stab at this one. Looks cool. Shallow Grave. This one, I think it was Extra was telling me it was good fun. This is Girls' School Screamers. I'm pretty sure it was him. Brilliant art. That's fantastic. Kind of reminds me of Body Melt. That's just nasty. The finishing school that finished them off. Great stuff. Even the reflection there on the fork. Love it. And I really dig this one too, which is presumably a VHS cover art. I think that's really cool. Very gaudy. Looks like a thrash metal cover or something. Yeah, Girls' School Screamers from 1984 again. Exclusive all-girls college. Yes. A group of chronically misbehaving students. Yes. Rewarded for their bad behaviour by being assigned with the task of cleaning a magnificent old mansion with a deadly past in preparation for its grand reopening. When the girls discover and use a dusty old Ouija board, man, this is just ticking off the tropes. They accidentally revive a terrifying evil spirit, which begins dispatching them by cleaver, hook, car, and more car. Brilliant. Can they put an end to the carnage before none are left alive? I imagine one of them would be left alive, because that's usually how these things go. Very cool. Yeah, not one I've seen. 2K scan from the OCN. Has commentary tracks, 28 seconds of violence, an extended making of documentary. Well, that's nice. Directed by John P. Finnegan and starring nobody that I recognise. But there you go, Girls' School Screamers. Another different artwork here too, which is nice. Very nice. Looking forward to checking this one out. 80s, mid-80s slasher that I've never seen, so very cool. Next one, and I think this was a Troma film back in the day, or at least distributed, Blades. Not sure if they made it or distributed it, but I'm pretty sure Troma was involved. Just when you thought it was safe to putt on the golf course. Man, that's great. What a cover. Blades. There's some Blades. The Tall Grass Country Club offers its members a luxury getaway, the best in sport and relaxation, but when a mangled body is discovered on the club's prize golf course right before nationally televised tournament, panic ensues. Possibility of a killer on the loose. Even worse, the death might cause some bad press. Sounds like Jaws. Enlisting the expertise of Roy, a has-been golf pro, along with disgruntled pro helpful Kelly, to unmask the culprit behind the carnage. The club's hard-nosed owner soon finds himself with even bigger problems when additional victims begin to turn up. All signs point to the killer being out-of-control, bloodthirsty lawnmower. You could have changed that last word to shark and it would have just been Jaws, but no, it's a friggin' lawnmower. Amazing, look at it. Look at that photo. It's a killer lawnmower. Highly original send-up of Jaws. It's even there in the black and white. Amazing. From Thomas R. Rondinella. Not familiar with him. It doesn't mention... Oh, it does. Yeah, there it is. A traumatic classic. So, yes. Troma film. And even has that little logo down there in the corner. So, there you go. You kind of know what you're going to get already by being a Troma film. But the question is it going to be a good one or a bad one? I think it's going to be a fun one. So, there you go. Blades. Next one here is a double feature. This one is Nothing Underneath, Too Beautiful to Die. This poster I've seen around for so long. It was in like at least 2 of the Giallo books that I've got, talking about that particular film with that cover art. And I've never seen it. I'm not sure what releases it's had. to be honest. And Too Beautiful to Die, I think I've seen the Japanese VHS cover art of. But either way, I've not seen either film. There's another picture of it there. And yeah, the Too Beautiful to Die is just echoed there. So you get one film per disc, which is good, not crammed onto the one. So there you go there. And why are they bundled together? 1985, 1988. I believe it's the same director. What do we got here? Bob Crane has long maintained a psychic connection to his twin sister Jessica, who works as a fashion model in Milan. When Bob senses that his sister might be injured or killed, he travels to Italy to look for her, only to discover she's vanished without a trace. Enlisting the help of about to retire Commissioner Danesi, Bob soon finds himself embroiled in a web of mystery and terror. A scissors-wielding killer begins to strike. All clues lead back to Jessica. So there you go. That is the first film, Nothing Underneath, which amps up its mid-80s stylings and starring some TV actor from, what? Tom Shantley from Dexter. Okay. Interesting. And the other one is a group of high fashion models invited to an isolated house to attend a party. As the night wears on, one of the model victims falls victim to a deadly accident which sets in motion a series of brutal murders, all traced back to a shocking secret, in-name only sequel to Nothing Underneath. The director is Dario Piani. So there you go. That's that's his feature debut. Right, so the first one, it's a different director. Okay. Interesting. So they're tied together by being in-name only sequels. Which I'm assuming Too Beautiful to Die must have been Nothing Underneath Part 2 in some territories. Am I right? Anyway, as you can see, I don't know a great deal about these films, but they look pretty cool. And probably something that I'd watch together as double feature, I think. Might do. Anyway, Donald Pleasance is in that one. That's the second time we've seen him today. If you've seen either film, please do let me know some more about them and your thoughts on Nothing Underneath, Too Beautiful to Die. Looks good to me. This one I was warned off. 2 people told me this film is boring. I still bought it anyway. That's Through the Fire. Wait. Yes, that was the sound of Extra the Mutilator groaning as he saw me hold this disc up. He went to great lengths to tell me that this was boring and terrible, and I still bought it. Because birthday money, and I was making a Vinegar Syndrome order, and it effectively became free, because whatever. I came up with reasons, alright? Anyway, I did have one friend tell me that it was fun, and it was like mid-80s, just, schlocky horror, so look, we'll see how I go. The Gates of Hell Part 2 is sort of how they've branded this one. I like it looks like a novelization from 1976 or something. I think that's kind of cool. After finding a strange looking amulet, a young woman mysteriously vanishes. Her sister Sandra, finding the police to be of little help, turns to a rogue officer named Nick, senses something evil is about. However, the strange disappearance is only the beginning of a horrifying nightmare as a satanic sect which worships the god Moloch. Yeah. Determined to do anything in their power to retrieve the ancient amulet as a means of bringing their unholy master to life and ushering in hell on earth. Wow. I mean, it sounds good. Shot in Texas, satanic thriller. Through the Fire, released on VHS as The Gates of Hell Part 2. Lo-fi special effects with a grimy southern regional flavour. Oh, I don't know, that could go a few different ways. But it stars Tom Campitelli from Dark Angel and John S. Davies from RoboCop. Now, who is that in RoboCop? Oh, I can't picture who that could be. But anyway, uniquely southern fried piece of 80s horror. Let's see if I enjoy it. Man, if not, well, there's at least the... oh wow, there's an alternate cut of the film sourced from VHS. So I guess you can watch the Gates of Hell Part 2 Dead Awakening version. Commentary track, interviews, special effects footage behind the scenes. There you go. Directed by Gary Markham. Yeah, no idea. All I know is that I was warned off by 2 people and I still bought the blasted thing. So there you go. Some things never rest in peace. This one was a nice upgrade. I had the olive Blu-ray, which is now worth up to a month ago was worth an absolute fortune, and when I sniffed that this was coming, I quickly flipped that on the second-hand market, which paid for a good third of this entire order. So that's what you got to do, kids. Take that gamble. Ticks, creature feature Ticks, and look at this friggin' release. That is a gorgeous box. Has the reverse cover art. Yeah, I'm infested. And in this thing here, you get an entire slipcover release inside it, which has the olive picture had sort of that lady's face on it, and the back of it there. So there you go. There's the inside part. It's amazing. And it is in fact a 4K UHD as well, which I can't play, but of course you get the Blu-ray, which I'll be playing. So there's both discs there. But Vinegar Syndrome is just... They decide that the world needs a 4K release of Ticks, so they just go and do it. It's kind of ridiculous. If you've not seen it, it's from 1993. Assortment of unruly and misfit teens have all been forced to attend camp at a wildlife preserve to commune with nature. What they don't realise is nearby in the woods, an illicit marijuana growing operation is underway. The weed farmers have been using a pesticide which has one very unintended side effect, turning ordinary ticks into giant ravenous bloodsuckers. It's a proper creature feature. Has some amazing gore effects. Don't know if it'll come across, but there you go. This one here. Fantastic head splitting. Obviously it's Vinegar Syndrome, so they've done their own new scan, so it's going to look as good as it's ever done. 1993 film though, it never looked terrible. It has an extended never before seen version. It's what do we have here? It's got Seth Green in it. I forgot about that actually. I can take him or leave him, but anyway. Commentary track, another commentary track, moderated by Joe Begos. A stop motion animator interview, which is cool. Extended 3-part making of documentary with the director. And what's this last part here? It's 3 lines of what's in the documentary. Director, the actresses, special effects supervisor, another actress, writer, and the producer, who's Brian Yuzna, which is why the effects are so cool on this. Awesome stuff. And just, it's on 4K. Like I said, I can't do anything with it. The reverse cover is same as the slip. But I will happily play the Blu-ray. So there you go. Ticks in a slip. In a box. It's just nuts. Ticks. Fantastic. And the last one. We've done the Vinegar Syndromes. We've done those. And we're now going to put on a film that I absolutely love. And has made the jump, like many have lately, from Japanese VHS to Blu-ray. Severin have been putting out a whole bunch of these films. They did Strike Commander, they did Robo War, they did Shocking Dark, they did Cruel Jaws. We're talking Bruno Mattei. But there's another company in Germany that's also giving it a go. Their prints are nearly as good as Severin's. Particularly on this one, this is Bruno Mattei's Born to Fight. Put out by a company called Sinistrange. They're called Sinistrange. And this thing here, Bahnhofs Kino, is apparently sort of the range. They're doing a range of films under Bahnhofs Kino. I don't know what that stands for. But anyway, what you get here is an English audio-friendly, proper HD version of Born to Fight, starring Brent Huff. This is one of the best Bruno Mattei jungle shoot-em-ups. It's absolutely bonkers, and the transfer on this is fantastic. I watched this 2 nights ago. Definitely worth the upgrade. It's definitely worth the price. These media books from Germany are never cheap. This one is no exception. I got it from Strange Vice in the UK. They have one of the best prices. There's 3 different cover arts you can get. Born to Fight is the title I've always known it as. Germans called it Born to Win, which I think it says there on the spine. And you can also get it if you want to pay even a little bit more money, but I can't do it, with the Japanese VHS cover, which would have been cool, but I actually don't mind that one. I didn't like it at first, but then when it arrived, and it was just, the color is so good, and it is the poster that was used, I'm happy with that. But anyway, this has got a huge huge amount of exploding huts. This is Uncle Bruno blowing up half the Philippines. It is absolutely monumental, the amount of huts that explode in this film. And yeah, it's Brent Huff playing sort of a Indiana Jones Crocodile Dundee mashup. Like he's a bit of a prick, to be honest. And it's got a lot of the usuals. Romano Pupo is in this as well. He shows up. There's a few other names from that 80s Philippine sort of expats that show up as well. But it's all about he is an ex missing in action soldier. He's been rescued a long time ago. He gets sent on a mission. Well, he's bought to go on a mission by the daughter of someone that's captured, a general that's captured, and to rescue the general and all his men and all that kind of thing. And it doesn't go correctly. There's lots of backstabbing, that kind of thing. And there's a lot of exploding huts. And I can't remember his name. Which one is it? Maybe it's Werner. Is it Werner Pochath? Or is it John? No, it'd be John Van Drielen. I think it's John Van Drielen, who's a South African actor, and he plays the bad guys, like the lead bad guy. He's chewing the scenery. He's absolutely hamming it up. I'm pretty sure that's who it is, John Van Drielen. He's in heaps of stuff. But oh man, Severin are no doubt going to release this at some point, because they're doing all the Bruno films, but I wasn't going to wait, and the print on this one is just really good. I don't think I would actually need to upgrade if Severin do one. I'm sure I'd still buy it. But anyway, so this is cover B. As I said, there's an A, B, and C cover. Wonderful presentation. You get the Blu-ray, DVD version of that exploding hut, and you get a great booklet I cannot read because it's all in the German. Nur sprechen Sie Deutsch. That's the guy I'm talking about. Is that him? Anyway, that's the bad guy boss. So this would be great to read because it's talking about all the jungle action films like Rambo, Uncommon Valor. Can't read a word of it. You get different versions of the film, right? So the Blu-ray is is it the international cut? I think it might be. No, it's the theatrical cut, and then you get different versions included on the disc. You get the Spanish version, and you get the German version. Yeah, this is it. The Italian cut here is the one that you get. So the title on screen is Nato per combater, and there you go. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. There's some good shots from it there. She's gorgeous. Don't remember her name. And yeah, this guy looks like Chuck Norris there, but it's not. He's in it. And yeah, there's some of the VHS art. So I've got that Japanese VHS, which is I've watched like a dozen times. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So it is the sort of original art that was used on all the tapes, besides the Japanese one, and then they've used that on the front here. So I'm actually kind of happy to have that. It is representative, and it's cool hand painted artwork. So there you go. Born to Fight. I talked a lot about that without saying many things. It's 1988. Bruno Mattei, shot in the Philippines, exploding hearts, mandatory stuff. Got 2 box sets here to take a look at. 2 from Arrow, 1 from Vinegar Syndrome. These Arrow ones almost gave me a bloody heart attack. Let's just have a look at them first. The first one here is Cold War Creatures. Hefty thing. So this is 4 films from Sam Katzman. The era of these films, we'll take them all out of the box, and we get take a look at the 4 boxes here. Creature with the atom brain. We get the werewolf over there with a really cool artwork as well. Zombies of Mora Tau and the giant claw. All produced by Sam Katzman. Different directors, and all from mid 50s. The connection here is just that they're all produced by the one person, but different directors. Not seen any of these before, but they look like glorious fun 50s science fiction films. I mean, Creature with the Atom Brain, a fantastic cover on that. But I've never seen any of them before. So taking a look at the back of this one, yeah, you get the sort of poster art there. You get all kinds of commentaries, condensed Super 8 version of the film. That's really cool. I like the concept of those Super 8 releases that they had at the time. It's just 15 minutes or so. I don't think they even had sound for the most part, and it was just all the action shots, and that's all you had. It's very nostalgic to think that that was the entertainment option before VHS. If you wanted to watch it again, you got these little reels in black and white, probably with no sound, sometimes with sound, and it was just all the action highlights. Kind of cool. Atomic Abomination Strike Terror on the Streets with Creature with the Atom Brain. There's the back of the werewolf there, which has got a great poster. This one you get new audio commentary by Lee Gambin. It's an Australian who has done plenty of commentaries, done some books, and we get essays. Is that a thing inside I should be looking at? Indeed it is. So taking a quick look inside, at least this one. I'm assuming they're all probably very similar. Art cards, very cool. Werewolf, and a big poster too. There'll be a poster there that would unfold. Nice stuff in this box set. And as you can tell, these films I've not seen. I don't know anything about these films, aside from what I've read here, that they're all produced from the one producer, and therefore they've been connected together into a box set here by Arrow. But they certainly look like fun. The Zombies of Moratau, there's the back of that one. What do you get on this one? Commentaries again, trailers, introduction by Kim Newman. I like him. He's a very British film knowledge base. He had many interviews in the Video Nasties documentaries. Has a lot to say about these things, so that's interesting in itself. Zombies of the Ocean Deeps. What year is this one? 1957. There you go. Directed by Edward Cohen, this one. Edward Kahn, sorry. And the last one is a giant claw. There you go, there's the poster. And comes with audio commentary and visual essay examining the theme of Cold War paranoia. And another Super 8 condensed version of the film. More cards. There you go. Very cool, very classic looking. Keen to check these ones out. As I've said recently, these 50s horror, 50s science fiction, all very short films, 75 minutes, 70 minutes. I've just been enjoying these tight run times, and yeah, I don't know, sometimes I'm very time poor. 69 minutes, and this is the length of film that I can really cram in an evening. So very cool. You get two books as well. This one is the essays book. That's what they're referring to. They're the essays. So all these various essays put together in one book with lots of photos. That's going to be really cool to read. And this one is art book. So there you go. Posters, recreations, photos, introductions. So that's a nice one. It's the werewolf. Very cool again. So that's the first one, Cold War Creatures. Try and get that back in the box. Steady. Right, there we go. Cold War Creatures, the first one I've got there from Arrow. And the next one, in the same order, in the same box, Yokai Monsters. Arrow's been doing a whole bunch of the classic Japanese monster horror films. They did Gamera, they've just done the Digimon trilogy, and now we've got the Yokai Monsters collection with 100 Monsters, Spook Warfare, and Along with Ghosts, The Great Yokai War. These I've never seen. I know a little bit about the concept of yokai. It appears in a lot of anime and that kind of thing. I mean, you kind of recognize this guy here with the big grin. If you've seen certain anime of recent years, giants that eat people. Oop. So first we get this Shocktober thing that they were promoting a sale at the time, and you get this. I'll fold this one out. I thought this was really cool. It's double-sided sort of timeline of creatures with all the descriptions of all of them. I think that's really neat. Yeah, Very cool. And on the other side, they're just sort of all going for a bit of a dance or something. Very, very fun. You get a booklet. Talk about all of the films. The essays. These creatures are just nuts. They're creatures. And I'm not too sure, having not seen them, if they're a combination of puppetry or men in suits or what's going on there. So I'm going to presume a lot of them are men in suits. You get it on 2 cases. Looks like we get an art card here for the werewolf, which we just showed. 100 monsters on 1 disc, spook warfare and yokai monsters along with ghosts on the other one, which leaves, what do we got on this one? The Great Yokai War. So there you go, all of them together. And this one has more cards, more monsters. Very, very cool Japanese poster art there. Really dig those. Very nice stuff. So yeah, I'm really looking forward, and this is obviously a modern one. The Great Yokai War is a much more modern film, so it picks up the stories. When did that one come out? That was, we have a year on it somewhere I can read, 2005. Great Yokai War is 2005. The others are clearly 60s or 70s. What do we have here? Is there an obvious date for me? 1968, so there you go. I'm keen to check them out. They kind of, all of them sort of read like versions of like the Golem. These monsters that just are spawned into life and, either do someone's bidding or rescue, like protectors, that kind of monsters. Yeah, so I'm keen to check out Yokai Monsters. Very cool, and I know a lot of people are very excited about this, people that have seen it before, but I've never seen it. Now, the story with these, the Arrow store has rebranded, it's been bought out. Rebranded's not right, because it's still Arrow store, but they've been sold. Arrow has been sold to a group called the Hut Group. The Hut Group that run Zavvi. Zavvi is a shop out of the UK with traditionally very poor customer service and inappropriate shipping, mailers and packaging, that kind of thing. And everyone was worried that, oh god, they've been bought out, what's going to happen to Arrow? And it's exactly what you think was going to happen. All the pre-orders were lost. They said they weren't lost, and as you can see, I received them, so they weren't lost, but they're not in your order history. Not there at all. There was no way of knowing if you still had bought the people. They were not communicating anything about the transition very well. They said it's all fine, it's all done, and then for a good month they kind of just ignored everybody, and it wasn't really good. And even though I paid tracking on these, they just shipped them in a box and said, we don't have the tracking, sorry, transition problem. So it was all really annoying. It got here in the end, and I've still got the Shaw Brothers box, which comes out in December. That's on pre-order. It's not showing in my order history still. They claim it will all be fine. I don't know. It's all a bit of a schmozzle. But anyway, got them in the end. Yokai Monsters and the Cold War Creatures. So happy to have them. And the last one, Vinegar Syndrome box set. This is the Camille Keaton in Italy set. Really, really cool to check this one out. I've only seen one of the films before, which is a very nice gothic horror. Get them all out. So I love the Vinegar Syndrome boxes they've been doing, the top cover ones. They were really sturdy and they look really nice. What a great cover, Sex of the Witch. And this artwork I've seen either used before, or I've seen the poster for this film with an Italian title, but I've never seen the film. I've definitely seen that art. So there, Sex of the Witch, and this one is Madeline. Don't know anything about that one. And this is the one I had on Dark Sky DVD, and I really enjoyed, which is Tragic Ceremony, which was a real slow burn gothic thriller. Very, very good. But it had some pretty grisly stuff in it too, from what I remember. Riccardo Freda is the director on this one. 1972, foursome of young friends enjoying themselves in countryside happen upon a secluded villa. Believing the place to be empty, they decide to investigate, only to stumble across a grisly, in-progress satanic rite barely escaping with their lives. It's not too long before the evil forces begin to torment them. Yeah, that was a really good one, Tragic Ceremony. And still, I think the only Camille Keaton film I've seen. I think that's true. But this is directed by Ricardo Frida, who did Iguana with a Tongue of Fire, which is a Spanish-Italian giallo that's really good. So Tragic Ceremony. Madeline has just endured a traumatizing miscarriage. Finding herself increasingly lost in bizarre nightmares, she begins to question her life and happiness, taking refuge in extramarital affairs and unstoppable hedonism. That'd be a good band name. Unstoppable Hedonism. How long can she hide from reality before the brutal consequences of her actions catch up to her? Directed by Robert Mowry, who I'm not too sure what else he's done. One of Camille's strongest performances, co-stars Paoli Senatore from Eaten Alive. Eaten Alive's a good film. It's in the original English dialogue for the first time, apparently. So this must be a fairly rare one, Madeline. And this very, very coolly named Sex of the Witch, wealthy patriarch of the Hilton family, Paris, has just died, and his heirs have gathered at the family castle to collect on their inheritance. However, it is not long before a black-clad killer strikes, bumping off several members of the Hilton clan, Paris, in a gruesome fashion. As the police begin their investigation, long-buried secrets are revealed, including curses and connections to black magic. Lots of black magic and evilness going on in these films. Very, very cool. Directed by Angelo Panaccio, who did Holocaust 2. I don't know Holocaust 2. Gloriously perverse slice of Euro sleaze. Yes. Also has Jessica Dublin from Toxic Avenger 2 and 3. Franco Garofalo from Virus. By virus, I assume we mean the Bruno Mattei virus? Not too sure. Donald O'Brien from Zombie Holocaust. Has 10 minutes of additional long-lost sex. That's fantastic. I love how they've written that. So there you go. This is from 1973 with 10 minutes of extra long-lost sex. Has reversible cover artwork, which I think, that was not a bad one. There we go. Just sort of this photos type thing, but I didn't mind it. Not a patch on this though, of course. Why would you pick that? But anyway, there you go. Sex of the Witch, that's the third one in the Camille Keaton in Italy box set. Loving these sets that Vinegar Syndrome put together. Sometimes they're very loosely coupled. If they've got one star and they just get all their movies together, or one sub-genre and get all the movies together. Like, they're just interesting collections. Very well presented. All four sides. Very attractive. A bit like Camille Keaton herself. So there you go. Happy with that one. What's this? We're not done. There's one more thing. What on earth is this? It is a VHS. It is a VHS that I did not know existed until I saw it on Facebook. A buddy of mine had a very lucky haul in Melbourne. He got a whole bunch of tapes and he showed them on Facebook, and I was having a look at them going, oh, that's a nice haul of tapes. I don't buy tapes that very often anymore, and what the hell is that? And I sent him an inbox straight away, and we arranged a deal before the corpse could get cold. This is Hunter's Crossing, Teddy Page directed film. If you have seen my Teddy Page little documentary I did a couple of months ago, I talked about this film, and I talked about that I did not have a proper release of it. I only had a burn, like a DVD-R, that I had to make myself because I could not find any release of this thing. There was an Australian release the whole time, and this thing is on a global video, which is some kind of relation to KTEL. KTEL video. You can tell sort of there because it's got it written there, and big writing says KTEL. This was either the first or the very second. I think it was the second film from Teddy Page. That has a couple of minutes of Richard Harrison, but a lot of Bruce Barron, a lot of Jim Gaines, and a lot of just exploding things, some really silly dialogue, a very strange middle sequence which I talked about in the doco. But look at that art. So good. Beautiful hand painted art. The tape is in fantastic condition, and I now have a legit copy of the film. All these Teddy Page films that are just never going to get a proper release. Like, as much as I would love Severin to get Phantom Soldiers onto Blu-ray, if you think getting these Italian films out is hard, try to get some of these Philippine ones out where the negatives are just gone. Yeah, so this could be the only thing I ever get. Maybe one day the Germans will release a DVD of it. They do manage it sometimes. But I'm really thrilled to get another Australian VHS in the collection, and to get one so impossibly rare, Hunter's Crossing. I've never seen another copy. I'm told that there's at least one other one in Melbourne, but that's about all I know of. So fantastic. And look at that, just motorbike with guns and cannons and bizarre rescue. It is a bizarre rescue. It's actually quite bizarre. Only 72 hours to complete the mission. So good. Not the best Teddy Page, but I'm just thrilled to have this thing. Very, very cool. Hunter's Crossing on VHS. That is my DVD, Blu-ray box set, and a VHS update for November. Quite a lot. I think that probably went for quite some time. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe. Check out this thing, which I will probably make the Teddy Page documentary because I love self-promotion. And check out that thing. And we will talk next